this is Naveed from Oud for Guitarist, and this is part 4 of Farid Al Atrash Taqsim Al Rabeea. This is the finale of the Taqsim, where Farid plays some very exciting and technical passages. I'm going to show you how to do it so that you can do it no matter what level of oud playing you're at. In the last video, Farid modulated from Maqam Bayati to Maqam Ushaq, and then he played a lot of different melody and then went right back into Maqam Bayati. Now let's continue listening from that point. Farid starts slowly again. As you can see, he had a huge clapping, standing ovation from the audience, and he's had to start back up, and he starts slowly. He plays a nice melody, and he introduces that same maqam that he was playing before in the section previous, Maqam Ushaq, based on Jins Rast on G. So he plays that. Now let's listen further. Alright, this point is very important in the whole development of his energy that's going on here. So he's playing on Jins Rastan G, and he's using this to push momentum to the higher octave. So he's starting to focus more on D, this area here, and he's starting to play more melody beyond D on the higher octave here, in this area with D, E quarter flat, and F, and he keeps on going higher and higher. He's building more energy because he's working up to go to his finale. Now this is where he's really back in Maqam Bayati or Jins Bayati on D. Now let's listen to the part where it gets really crazy. Now before this, Farid is playing a lot of notes. He's playing really crazy here because he wants to push momentum and get to this exciting portion. And he plays this section all the way down from D here. And then he lands on this chord, D, G, D. The first level of this is to learn which notes to play. So we start on high A up here. A, G, F, E quarter flat, G, F, E, D. Then F, E, G, F, then repeat. A, G, F, E, G, F, E, D. And it's E quarter flat we're playing all the way through. Now the next level above that is to add an open note, an open C string after each of these notes that you play. So we start at A, then he goes one note higher, starts at B flat and goes 4 notes down. Next level is to add tremolo over all these notes that you're playing. So you play first note, A, So you play. But you play it much faster. The next level is to play tremolo over a chord. D, G, D. So you play same notes. So you play like that. Now Farid's level is to add some hammer-on pull-off combinations. So what he does is after each note he plays E quarter flat and F with a hammer-on pull-off. And he adds tremolo all the way through. He also adds some in between as well. So he plays and he'll play tremolo all the way through that. Watch. Now let's listen to the ending one more time. So when Farid gets down to the end, he goes. When he gets down here, then he adds. So he goes down playing tremolo 4 notes at a time from F. Then he adds his signature ending, the one that everybody knows by now. Now by the third time that he's played this, everybody knows that he's finishing. I really hope you enjoyed these videos. Now to recap, there are a few things to remember about Farid's Taqsim style. Number 1, create a nice short introductory melodic phrase. The melodic phrase that Farid created was this is the way to get people's attention. Number 2, start slowly and then build up energy. Throughout Farid's Taqsim, I've divided into 4 sections, and you can see that each section, he starts out slowly, he starts to build more energy, brings it to a high energy point, and then brings it down very quickly. And then the next section, he does the same thing. It's kind of, he goes in waves like this. This is a way to keep people's attention. Number 3, modulate. In this Taqsim, Farid Al Atrash, he modulates from Maqam Bayati to Maqam Oshak. Now, Maqam Bayati was D, E quarter flat, F, G, A, B flat, C, and D. But Maqam Oshak has the same notes, except it plays with the B quarter flat on the way up and down. This is Jins Rast on G. You could almost argue that he's playing Maqam Oshak throughout the whole Taqsim, because Maqam Oshak is very similar to Maqam Bayati. Number 4, playing with different octaves. Now you can see in a few different places he plays one melody on the high octave and then he plays it on the low octave. This creates a bit of balance between having high energy, which is more on the high octave, and then balancing it out with some lower bass notes. This is always nice and doesn't tire the listener's ear. Number 5, finish passages with a nice, full, rich, exciting ending. Farid Al Atrash used this ending 3 times in his Taqsim. By the 3rd time he played this, the audience was familiar with the melody already. They knew exactly what he was going to do next. He's finishing his phrase. So this is a nice way to communicate with the audience. Repeat phrases so that they're familiar with the melody, and that way it'll keep their attention, and it'll also tell them what's happening next. Now at Oud for Guitars, there's another article which I wrote about Farid's Taqsim style, so check that out at the link on the screen. And if you want to brush up or learn some nice foundational techniques on the oud, your basic oud techniques like tremolo and trills, then check out the foundation program. Also, if you want to learn more about mastering Arabic maqamat and learning how to modulate in between them, going from one maqam to another, check out the Maqam Mastery program. Thanks, and see you next time. Here, Farid is tuning his oud.